Like things are moving toward the regular season for you?
Absolutely. I mean, we looked at some stuff. About I think I threw a bullpen about 8 days ago or so, and the days leading up to that, I kind of looked at some stuff and kind of figured some stuff out. I think, and we worked on it. Did some dry work, did the bullpen obviously, and it's obviously directly correlated to obviously pitching in the games. The last few being able to, obviously throw strikes, direction of the ball, my direction, everything moving in the direction that it needs to be, both obviously mechanically and, numbers wise.
I guess as a veteran type, that's what you want, right? Is to kind of work toward a season as opposed to coming in here blowing people away.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously my first couple outings, was a little inconsistent, with some stuff. Since, like I said, that bullpen, trying to basically build up from there, in essence for me, my spring training started about 8 days ago, from when, I kind of got things, most guys come into camp, obviously with, mechanics, everything ready to go, kind of lined up. I thought I was there, obviously, and then not quite right yet. And then, we tweaked some things, got some things in the right places. And, that basically from that point on, now it's started, now it's ready to go.
Bryan, you've almost always had bad spring training numbers, and I know, right? So, but is that kind of just you getting ready, and that's just what happens with you?
Yeah, I mean, previous years, I think there's one or two good ones in there, obviously, but yeah, for the most part, it's a little. You don't want to say take it lackadaisical, but it's like, as you go through it, older guys know they have their spots. They kind of just go out there and, maybe have more leeway to work on some things. A few years there working on, a sinker, worked on this, work on that, trying to do some different things to help and develop, the repertoire and stuff like that going forward. And obviously when you find out those don't work, that's when you kind of shift gears and get back into the swing of the way that you normally do things and, transition back into that.
After last.
Your cut fastball's moving?
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, like I said, everything direction-wise going towards the plate. It's coming in. It's not kind of sweeping around and coming in. It's coming in hard, sharp, and then breaking. Everything right now feels like it's in a good spot.
After last season, maybe earlier in your career, would there have been a tendency to come in and say, hey, I want to nail it down from the very beginning of spring training to show everyone?
Absolutely. I mean, that was my plan this year, obviously coming in. But there was, like I said, there were some little tweaks still that we realized obviously that I had to make. And once I made those, obviously, like I said, in that bullpen about 8 days ago, a couple outings ago, and it moving forward from there. Obviously, it's been good so far since then. So just trying to kind of, for me, that's when my spring training has started. You normally come into camp, it's 2 bullpens, a couple live BPs, and then game start. But like I said, with every mechanics being normal and right, obviously mine were a little bit off. So kind of shifted it back a little bit.
You had a base stealer on first base. It was a strikeout, probably, but that's all right. I mean, really though, does it help to be able to, or at least you got a situation to work on in spring?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's a guy obviously that we know can run. We put some holds, some slide steps in there, a pitch out in there. I don't know if they're going to, normal game, it's 2 outs and the inning right there, obviously 0-2 count, put a pitch out on, obviously, but it's times, obviously spring training times you can work on things like that where you normally can't do it, and obviously during the season or bullpens you work on, you throw 2 pitch outs obviously at the end of your bullpens, obviously, but it's like they're kind of, you just do them because you're supposed to do them, but actually be able to do them in a game situation, have the opportunity to do that, obviously it's nice to kind of work on some of that stuff.
Do you throw cutters and pitch outs?
Yes, it still cuts.
It looked like it, yeah.
Thanks, Bryan.